The only thing I don't do with my hands, it's called an artificial floor or the fake floor. So right now I just go ahead and see how the foot's presenting. Because again, he had the club feet, and his feet want to curl down, not so much because of tension, I think, but because of just his personality. You know, the right foot tends to want to droop a bit more.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not saying that to be like, you can even see it as personality because he actually has a crease, much more so in the right leg than he does on the...
Yeah, the right foot was a lot more turned in than the other one.
Also just notice, Diane, I can't, right now, I can't turn his foot to present, to go into standing. So, let's see what happens after the lesson. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing the floor up to the foot 15,000 different ways. Look at the difference already with how the foot is. See how just the foot is learning how to roll and to present to the floor?
It's amazing. It was just that short time.
Yeah. If I take this foot, see how it can't even roll to present onto the foot? And even again now, if I take now how he's coming to the floor, even that little bit, see how the knee is already starting to activate? Versus if, look at that, just the sensitivity difference. I could do this kind of stuff for 15 hours straight. Also, what I'm working on too is to see how there should be almost, I wouldn't even call it a reflex pattern, but as I pull the foot off the floor, and you'll be able to see this pretty darn good in the video, I'm rolling and just the way the toe now wants to present there, right there. You can see how already it got more solid with the leg.
This is what amazes me about this work. Just, I mean, that was just a matter of a minute to get your foot to be able to roll like that. It would take, I don't know how many sessions of PT or something to...
So now I'm
just
coming
amazes
around the
me.
top, just because that would be the floor and crawling. If he was
Okay.
crawling, then the foot would present. And you can see here, he's just, actually, it's too bad you can't catch that on video, but right when I had it here, his little toe is like going to the floor that way. See, what's cool about this work is you can give someone life experiences that didn't happen, in a sense. So, and then all of a sudden, I'm a Harry Potter freak. You guys watch Harry Potter?
I like Harry Potter.
Okay. That's okay, my husband's with you. But, do you know how when he threw the Patronus, it's like he knew how to do it because he did it before, even though he never did it before?
Right.
That's, in a sense, sums up this work for me. You know, it's just, so all of a sudden they're lifting their heads and they're doing stuff. So now. And also too, doing stuff like this, there can be a sophistication or a fineness. There we go. And when I say there we go, because I can see much more of the leg trying to be apart. Okay, well then I'll change my subject till you're more ready. But see too how now it's just like on a little tray? See the difference? So again, how I hear. And again, this is a child learning how to bring the foot this into standing to like a scoop.
Just need to be able to watch that leg and...
So now I'm doing is just toes are going up, and the toes are going under. One of the things baby toes do are have the tendency to curl under, and around 5 months the toes start to pop up, and that allows that walking to happen versus trying to walk this way. My son Graham, it really didn't happen until he was about 2.5 years. He was asleep during the lesson with Marilee, and that's when his toes all of a sudden came up. I'm trying to present pressure to the foot, and he's going into the clonus. There we go. Good job. And now, this is a lot of things that even adults can't do. There's a fine line with the shoulder to the elbow and the knee to the ankle, where a lot of people can turn their ankles in, let's say, but to turning it out from the knee being able to bend. Obviously the pelvis and the back and everything are affected by this movement, but a lot of people, because they've sprained their ankles or hurt it some way, or they've fallen, they start to protect, and then disability, and especially this where the heel, and this is something I worked on with you, how the heel can go this way and this way.
It's really neat to see.
And now, I'll be doing this on both sides. I won't leave them lopsided. To me, I look at clonus just like seizures. It's just my preference. I like to work through it so he can realize, hopefully, that I don't need to have a spastic reaction. I know some people would probably argue saying that you have to get him to more of a place where he's not going to do clonus. Well, that might be when he's 22. I don't know. The only reason, too, normally I would do this with the board, I'm going to do it with my fingers. So, where I start working with the individual toes. Just that my board's bigger than his foot. Again, like I was saying, the motor cortex, the hands, the feet. So lots of times if people have like a bad jaw, I'll go through the feet just to trick the brain. Or let's say that the hand was in a cast, I could go through the foot and use it, and it's referred to as an analogous part that I can have almost the same effect with.
Wow.
That's the whole reason you're here, with him having partial, with the brain partially missing. I'm just trying to say, like, okay, well, fire it up, but do it the other way.
Now, an adult, don't you usually do this?
Yeah, I do. I'm not there yet. What I'm looking for him to do, because his toes are so used to being like as a unit. So what I'm doing is coming underneath here into the top of the ball, which you don't have. Our feet aren't as beefy. See how much beef he still has, on his foot. So I'm coming in. See how the toes now are coming up a little bit individually, and I'm just stimulating, just as I would standing through the ankle. I'm doing it through the foot. Can you see underneath here? I'm directing my pressure. Because again, since he hasn't crawled, he hasn't, had that kind of conversation. You know how you push off and stuff? So that's why if I worked on you, I really don't care if you're pushing off on the floor or not. You know what I mean?
She did some crazy work on my feet. That's
Oh,
why
really?
she's.
See now, there the ankle's starting to flex. See now I can twist through and actually pull.
Yeah.
See here, if I were to pull, there's,
Yeah.
most people don't, even grown adults, it's a one movement they just don't experience, is you see, I can do it with my hands, to extend through here, to extend. So if I take my ring finger, and if I was going through and I can extend, we don't do that at all, and that's what I'm doing through the foot. It's just I'm twisting it in a way, but I'm looking for that extension to go through, but it's coming through the thigh and going around to the... See, now he's shifting through the pelvis even. This kind of movement is much more the brain directing the heel up into the tush. A lot of kids that have issues, or even adults that have issues, especially if you put kids like in a bouncy chair, they'll grab from the thigh and actually pull the leg up versus being able to just direct the foot up into position. Let's see now from this position. There we go. Now I'm just looking for the pelvis to circulate. So this circle here, I'm doing it this way. That could be me up. I have my phone up on my shelf, or it could be you. And this would be the different way where I'm asking the foot to circle and the knee to free up.
Hello.
See how the foot's following? Or I can do it this way, where it's like there's a pizza on the table or a clock, and but again, see how the foot's even sliding on the, so for me to do a circle,
Yeah.
the foot wants to come off the board.
Yeah.
See how the foot wants to come off? So if I'm here to do a circle, see the difference? How the foot wants to stay with the floor?
And his ankle's rotating.
Not only the ankles rotating, but the ankles have that little bit of elasticity to go with it versus being rigid and not, So again, if I were to go around and extend my arm out, I'm not. This is more cerebral palsy, where you take the object away, and now I can't. I don't have that. I'm not stretching, but to be able to go with an object versus that release that has to happen.